Welcome to Movie Village. I'd appreciate it if you could leave a little like and hit that subscribe button, and feel free to leave your thoughts about this movie in the comment section down below. Our story starts in a hospital. We see Gemina finding it hard to breathe as she groans in pain. The doctor is telling her to try to stay calm, and he tells her that the way she is feeling is normal and that it's just a part of labor. Gemina tells the doctor that something isn't right. Right after she says that, she starts to shake uncontrollably and then passes out. She wakes up to a doctor telling her that she is a very lucky woman. She had a complex delivery. She nearly lost her life due to the amount of blood she had lost. She gave birth to a girl and asked to see her baby, but she is so weak and falls right back to sleep. She dreams that she is still pregnant, and in her dream she is walking up to her house, but it's pitch black inside. She can hear a baby crying. She wakes up just as she enters the house. She had sadly lost her baby. She is heartbroken and is not handling this news very well, obviously. After a few days, she had healed enough to go home. Doctors give her medication to help with the pain. Her ex, Sean, brings her home. We then see her going for a run, but she falls over crying and just lays there. Her mom comes over and is happy to see that she is okay because she has been ignoring her calls. She's filling her mom in on some changes in her life since they last talked and tells her that she and her boyfriend have broken up. Her mom is upset that she didn't tell her sooner. She could have been there to support her through this difficult time, but Gemina tells her that she's fine, that they should have broken up a long time ago, and that losing the baby was a blessing because they are no longer in a relationship. Her mom tells her that losing the baby should have never happened, and that the baby was a blessing. Her mom asks her why she didn't have the baby at home with the midwife like they had previously discussed and planned. She tells her that her ex-boyfriend Sean wanted the baby to be delivered at the hospital. Her mom is adamant that the baby would have survived if she had it at home with the midwife, just like how she delivered her kids years ago. It seems that the baby's death could have been prevented if only the doctors had listened to her. She kept telling her ex and the doctors that she was bleeding and in pain, and that it wasn't normal pregnancy symptoms, but they literally wouldn't listen to her and kept saying it was due to her stressful job, when in reality she had preeclampsia. Gemina's mom tells her that she is remarkable and she is in awe of her, that things will be okay and she will be fine. We then see her thinking about when she left the hospital. She had a conversation with Sean, asking him why he didn't listen to her when she told him that something was wrong, but he wouldn't believe her, telling her it's just normal pregnancy pains. But it wasn't normal at all. She has preeclampsia, which, if undetected, can lead to the baby sadly not making it. She's so upset, understandably. A few days later, she's at home one night having a drink and hears a noise outside. She looks outside but doesn't see anything. She gets startled by the neighbor's cat walking into her living room. She asks the cat how it got in and tells the cat to go back out to her own home. As she's walking the cat out, she sees that her front door is wide open. She is immediately terrified because she is home alone, so obviously someone has opened her door. She goes to close it and sees someone standing at the end of her stairs outside. The person is wearing all black and is just standing there watching her. She steps outside and slips and falls, but gets up right away and locks the door. She looks out her window, but the person has gone. Later that night, while in the shower, she sees her neighbor's cat again in her bathroom. She goes to put her out but gets punched by someone, really hurting her. She crawls out of the bathtub but then passes out. It doesn't show who punched her. She starts dreaming. She is at her house again, but this time she enters her house. She hears a baby crying again. In her dream, we hear her ex-boyfriend Sean ask where is the baby, and Gemina tells him that she has unalived her. She starts laughing and looks down and sees a snake coming out from underneath her hospital gown. She then goes to sit at the dinner table with other people. She sees her pregnant self laying on the table about to be served up for dinner, and the doctor starts to cut at her belly to serve it for dinner. Thank goodness it didn't show that part, because I would seriously throw up. Well, I wouldn't throw up, I'd just fast forward it. What a trippy dream she is having. A true nightmare. She then wakes up and is fully dressed. Her friend James is there. They talked earlier and she told him how freaked out she was about her door being opened. So he came over to keep her company and was shocked to see her knocked out on the floor. She started crying and said she doesn't know what is happening to her. She tells him she's scared and thinks someone is trying to kill her. James tells her that she is safe and to stop worrying, and that he'll stay as long as she needs. They go looking around the house together to make sure no one is inside. He is being playful, trying to make her laugh. It works and she feels a little better and less stressed already. He then tries to kiss her. He thinks she made up the whole story just to get him to come over so that they could sleep together. Really, James? She is so annoyed with him. He tells her to F off and to lock the doors. Then he leaves. The next morning we see her boss email her, asking if she needs an extension for her article. I think she works for a magazine, writing articles. She is trying to work but finding it hard to come up with a good topic to write about. Later, she is laying in bed and is woken up by being dragged out of bed. It doesn't fully show the person. All we can see is a person wearing a black jacket and gloves. The person is beating her really badly and pushing and dragging her all over the house. She is then dragged outside. She looks up but can't see the person's face. She is too sore to fight back. She is then thrown into her swimming pool, and the person is trying to choke her underwater. As she is being choked, she is having flashbacks to when she was at the hospital, crying in pain as she was losing her child. As she is getting attacked, she looks up and sees the person's face. It's her. She is being unalived by herself. She reaches up and tries to touch her own face. She then stops struggling and gets the strength to climb out of the pool. Very powerful moment. It was like when she stopped struggling, she forgave herself. It then cuts to days later. We see her feeling inspired to work again. She is writing a piece called What Will It Take to Save a Black Woman? She smiles and looks much happier. So it's kind of obvious that Gemina is traumatized and depressed and feels overwhelmingly guilty for losing her baby because, deep down, she knew she was right and should have gone for a second opinion. So it seems like self-harm was her way of dealing with it. But I think now she forgives herself. She tried to tell the doctors that something wasn't right, but they kept telling her she was okay. After all, they are the professionals, right? So it wasn't her fault. Now she is at peace and can finally stop blaming herself. Your mind is very powerful, you guys. Protect it like your life depends on it. Till next time, guys. Take care.